Imagine being told the moment you were born that your life was destined for darkness. What would you do if someone could see your future? And it was filled with fear, betrayal, and murder. This is exactly what happened to Jane Driscoll. By the time she grew up, she wasn't just a person anymore. She became a weapon, shaped by secrets, neglect, and a message sent across time that changed everything. In this episode, we unravel the shocking story behind Jane's rise, the paradox that created her, and the twisted events that led to a deadly showdown. Section 1. The Jane Paradox Origins of a Killer. The moment this episode begins, we're thrown back to May 29, 1997, a date that no one could have imagined would matter so much. A man named Dom receives a message, not just one, but messages on multiple devices, his email, pager, and phone. The message is chilling. It tells him that on June 6, at exactly 12:01, a baby will be born who will grow up to be a killer. And it doesn't stop there. The message says she can be stopped, but only if he delivers a warning at the right moment. That baby is Jane Driscoll. From the very start, Jane's life is surrounded by forces she cannot control. What makes this even more terrifying is who sent the message. Alex Q, possibly a part of the mysterious Project Alex, hinting at secrets that stretch beyond time itself. By planting a warning with Jane's mother, Dom unintentionally begins shaping Jane's destiny. The message changes her mother's perception forever. Every action, every glance, every word her mother speaks from that moment forward is influenced by fear of what her daughter might become. Jane's mother, already struggling with her own mental state, begins to see danger where it might not exist. Jane, as a child, hears voices, interacts with imaginary friends, and exhibits unusual behavior. Her mother, instead of guiding or comforting her, starts neglecting and isolating her, even locking her in a steam room at times. She tells Jane she is the worst thing that has ever happened to her. This emotional abandonment leaves a hole in Jane's heart, a wound that will later fuel her transformation into a cold, calculated killer. The paradox here is chilling. If Dom had never delivered the message, would Jane have grown up differently? Would her mother have treated her with more patience and love? Could Jane have become someone normal, capable of a regular life? Or was her path to darkness inevitable, waiting to be unlocked by the very warning meant to prevent it? The show forces viewers to ask these questions, keeping the tension tight and the mystery alive. As Jane grows, the impact of this early trauma becomes apparent. She constantly searches for figures to fill the role of a mother, someone to guide her, to give her a purpose. First, there is Stacy, a person who teaches Jane how to see the world differently and how to harness her dark tendencies. Stacy is the first mentor who introduces Jane to the mechanics of survival, manipulation, and calculated violence. Every lesson Stacy gives, every action Jane takes under her guidance, is a step toward the killer she was warned she would become. Fast forward to the present day in the episode, Jane finds another figure to guide her, Sinatra. Unlike her biological mother, Sinatra provides care, attention, and a sense of belonging. But this relationship is complex. Jane's attachment to Sinatra is not purely affectionate, strategic, obsessive, and almost symbiotic. Sinatra gives Jane gifts, attention, and praise. Jane, in return, becomes a protector, a weapon, and someone who will follow Sinatra's orders without question. A single line in the episode perfectly captures this twisted bond. If you come for her, you come through me. Jane's loyalty is absolute, her purpose tied entirely to this surrogate mother figure, and it is a direct consequence of the neglect she suffered as a child. Yet, beneath the surface, the paradox continues. Who truly controls Jane's fate? Is it her environment, her childhood trauma, or the message sent back in time? Project Alex, the mysterious entity behind the warnings, seems to manipulate the timeline, perhaps creating Jane's ruthless persona intentionally, or perhaps genuinely trying to prevent future disasters. The show blurs the line between fate and free will, keeping viewers on edge as they try to untangle the threads of cause and effect. Every scene in the first part of the episode reinforces Jane's complexity. We see her making calculated moves, showing no emotion as she navigates dangerous situations. Yet we understand that behind the psychotic smile is a deeply wounded person. The episode uses flashbacks effectively, showing that Jane is both a product of time travel and her environment, and that the smallest decisions in the past can ripple into life-altering consequences. By the end of this section, viewers are left grappling with the idea that Jane is not simply a villain. She is the outcome of neglect, manipulation, and a paradox that challenges the boundaries of morality and destiny. The episode forces us to ask, if Jane had been loved, guided, and nurtured, could she have been saved? Or is she forever bound to the role that history, fate, and Project Alex have written for her? In the first section, the episode successfully sets the stage for an emotional and psychological thriller, showing that Jane's violence is not random, it is deliberate, shaped by unseen hands, and the early choices of those around her. The tension builds as the audience realizes that understanding Jane's past is essential to predicting her actions in the present. Every flashback, every revelation, is a piece of the puzzle that explains why Jane is the cold, methodical force we see in the bunker.